what's going on YouTube? Back again in the 2023 S5 Sportback. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over the 5 things that I don't like about the car, and I'm going to try to go in detail as to why I don't like it. So I'm just going to get on the highway here. It did rain last night, so roads are kind of slick. That's actually the first car that I owned, a Chevy Cruze. Different color though, that's like a champagne. I think the one I had was silver, so. Oh wow, look at that. First car I ever owned. Nice. Okay, so anyway, number 5. That is going to be the lane keep assist. So I take this car on long road trips just because my family lives far away. So the road trips, they usually last about 5 to 6 hours, and you can imagine, you know, having your hand on the steering wheel that entire time. So having the lane keep assist here, what it allows you to do is it basically allows you to keep your hands off the steering wheel. However, if you have your hand off the steering wheel for more than 10 seconds, you'll basically get a message saying, you know, please put your hand on the steering wheel. So you can imagine that that kind of defeats the purpose of it. So if you see here, you know, I just put my hand on the steering wheel, but if you saw it, it said please take over steering. And again, if you have your hand off the steering wheel for more than 10 seconds, you're going to see that message pop up every time until you put your hands back on the steering wheel. I definitely find that very annoying, you know, especially when you're doing long road trips and you want to just have your hand off the steering wheel. So, you know, if there was some way for Audi to just, you know, allow you to agree to some sort of consent so you can increase that timeout duration, that would be, you know, ideal for sure. Because, I mean, you know, having that message pop up every 10 seconds to please take over steering, it's very, very inconvenient. So that's definitely going to be number 5. Okay, so number 4 is the tire pressure warning. So since these tires are so thin, you know, when the temperature rises or drops, you'll get an indicator saying there's a loss in tire pressure. So you can go through the system like I did, and you'll notice that you're not going to find any sort of menu that displays which tire pressure or which tire is low on pressure. I definitely find that very odd, considering the starting price of this car is around what, $55,000, and this spec is what, I paid 77, close to 77,000. So I don't know, I just find that kind of weird that they couldn't just tell you which tire is low on air. I mean, very inconvenient. So what I end up doing usually is I just fill all the tires up because I don't know which one's low. So yeah, definitely minor inconvenience. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is the gloss trim. So I'm not really sure why Audi chose to use the piano gloss trim on the center console. You know, while it looks nice like right after you clean it, it does show dust very easily. And I would say, like, you know, basically 1 to 2 days later, it's just covered in dust, and it definitely doesn't look, you know, as good as if they were just to continue it with carbon fiber, basically. I don't know why they didn't just do that instead. Don't you just hate when you get some good footage and then you look back on the footage and then it's completely blurry or it just looks terrible? Oh man, I gotta get a different camera. But anyway, I am going to pick back up on the video shortly. My camera it was just completely out of focus here, so. Oh man, these roads are terrible. So this is the car in dynamic. I think I should put it in comfort. Alright, so we're in comfort now. Oh yeah, this is definitely a suspension test. Gotta go slower. My goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna get back on the highway and pick back up on the video. So I'll go back into dynamic here. Am I good? It's so confusing. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk about is the Bluetooth connectivity. So I would say about 7 out of 10 times it's fine. However, there are occasions where I just cannot get it to connect, and I basically have to turn off the car and turn it back on in order to connect my phone. I would say that this usually happens like if I let the car sit overnight and then the next morning I turn it on, it won't connect. Like I said, this doesn't happen too often, but again, you know, a car at this price point, that should not happen. And I can't even blame, so I have an iPhone, which is obviously made by Apple. I can't even blame Apple, because in my previous car, I had a Chevy Cruze. In my previous car, I would basically barely run into this issue. Like, I don't know, maybe once every 2 months. So I can't really blame Apple for that. It's just something with this car, or maybe Audi in general, I'm not sure. But it doesn't happen too often, like I said. But when it does, it is pretty annoying. Okay, so the number one thing that I don't like about this car is that there's no remote start. So I understand that this has to do with Germany's emission laws. Basically, they don't want the car idling if there's no one in the car. It's just bad for the environment. And, you know, while I respect that, you know, the laws over here are different. So I don't get why they can't just do what BMW or Mercedes does, which is basically, once the car reaches in the US, just do a little software update and change those values to allow their customers to use remote start. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's something that's really simple to do, but clearly they won't do it. So if you want remote start in this car, again, this is the Audi S5, the prestige level. If you want remote start in this car, you're gonna have to do some third-party modifications or applications in order to get it to start up remotely. So yeah, that is kind of disappointing, because again, you know, I live in the north, and it does get cold up here, so being able to like preheat your car is definitely useful. So yeah, that's definitely my number one thing. Chevy Cruze again. It's funny. Okay, so I'm going to end the video here. However, in my next video, I'm going to be talking about the 5 things that I do like about the car. So before I end it, actually, I just want to say that it was difficult for me to make this video, because, you know, while there are things that I dislike about the car, there are definitely more things that I like about the car than I dislike about the car. So I will say that. And if anyone's, you know, discouraged by me talking about the Bluetooth connectivity issues, again, it doesn't happen too often. But when it does happen, like I said, it is annoying. But anyway, thanks again, everyone, for, you know, just continuing to support this channel. I definitely appreciate it, and I definitely like seeing the feedback in the comments. It helps me know, you know, what videos to make next, what to cover. I'll definitely try to address all of the issues that I saw in the comments. So again, if you want to see a video of something in particular, just make sure to leave that in the comments. But yeah, again, just appreciate everybody for the support. If you're enjoying the content, please consider subscribing. It definitely, you know, motivates me to make more videos. Definitely helps to motivate me. So yeah, with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. And thanks again for watching.